Welcome to the education stream. Today we will be going deep into the career area, and I actually have something not prepared. I actually did not do it beforehand because I want to show you what I'm doing with the area, because at the moment I'm in the process on redesigning them, or I think reorganizing them fits a little bit better. But before we get started with that, let me start with the question of the stream. So, what is something not many people understand about you? So let me type that in, and while I type that, I can think about my own answer, because I think I should start the stream answering the question myself. So there you go. So what a lot of people don't understand about me is how serious I am about all this, essentially. So it's not just like a regular stream about education or gaming, and it's not just like a YouTube channel or something. It is all the preparation to kind of build up something as big as Disney, because in the future, let's face it, games are the future, and education needs to change, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm in for the long run, and I'm very dedicated about that. Like, you could argue that I literally spend like kind of all of my things or all of my time doing that. So yeah, that's kind of the thing that not only a lot of people understand about me, but kind of almost everything that I do is dedicated to that cause, to in a way make this impact and help others to be impactful, to not have this potential ruined, which currently at the education system is kind of doing, or at least there is so much more potential in individual humans, and unfortunately the current education system just isn't cut out for that. So yeah, I'm kind of here to change that, and I know that many other people are also changing that, and that's the cool thing about having like a positive vision for the future, is you get to collaborate with everyone who has the same vision. So if you do think something similar, you are at the right spot, my friend. And to follow up with that, we are going deep into the career. So a little bit background. I have been working for 3 years at the company now. First I was in project management, then I was in event management, and there I also worked in innovation. And after that, I went deeper in the whole onboarding process about new students, kind of from the company. And this is kind of where I'm leaving the company. So I'll be leaving in December, or kind of end of the year actually. So, and then on the side, I like the time that I had, I more or less spent all on my business so far, and I wasn't really able to generate revenue because out of the contract that I'm still under contract from my company. Therefore, I'm not supposed to kind of have this side thing generating money for me, because, well, then they'd say, oh, you'd spend all your time there. So that's why I've been focusing more on the foundation. But by the end of the year, my friends, I'm kind of free. So I've been preparing for this quite some time, but I still feel like career is one of my weaker areas, especially in terms of the organization of that, because I didn't have as much or as many opportunities to go over these things. So yeah, I guess that's kind of what we're doing today. So to be more specific, we are doing two things today. So let me give you the rundown. So at the moment, you should be seeing, let me move down here. So you should be seeing, my dashboard here so far. So this used to be, was the beginning of the dashboard. And I actually have quite a few changes in mind about that. So this is the dashboard for Career. And then we also have the holistic pyramid for Career. And this may be a little bit confusing, but I'm kind of in the process of explaining, because the holistic pyramid is just the content. So everything that I consumed, I categorized and organized and put it in here. And the dashboard includes all other things as well. So it includes my ideas, it includes the podcast, it includes music, it includes all of these things. So what we're going to do first is kind of more general organization, and then after that we will be going deeper into the whole concept of actually going through the content, I guess. But I wanted you to see this level of organization, and I guess this is also the only time that you will be able to see that, because, well, I'm kind of working on the other areas in the background. So these are more or less done already. So I saved up Career so I could actually show that. And I thought it would be an interesting thing to kind of present. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get rid of these. And I'm also gonna get rid of this. Oh no, too much. And now I'm gonna write an embed, not an embed. I'm gonna write an equation, and this equation is something that I do not know by heart. So I do have to check that out, because, well, it's not something that you usually are writing. So now you get a sneak peek on how it's looking later on. So I'm just copying that and I paste it in here. So this is a nice trick in Notion that you can leverage in order to get a little bit bigger headlines, because this is bigger than heading 1. As you can see, when I turn this in heading 1, this is much bigger. So we need 3 spaces everywhere. And yeah, there's actually a very cool thing hidden in here, or I guess in this process, that I guess I'm kind of proud of, that I figured this out, because I haven't seen this anywhere else. In general, I don't see a lot of people working with sync blocks, but I found sync blocks so fascinating. Well, it's pretty obvious they sync, obviously. So if you change it in one location, you change it everywhere. And we are gonna leverage that by kind of putting a sync block in a sync block. Actually, I need 3 columns here, and I'm gonna put this in here. And I'm still kind of looking for emojis for the categories. I find these kind of difficult to find, because, well, why do I find these difficult to find? It's 90 categories, so I have to come up with 90 emojis. And not only that, but also 30 emojis for the sub areas, and then 10 emojis for the areas. So the 10 area emojis were kind of alright, even though I did switch them around quite a bit. But kind of going deeper than that and making that fit is quite the challenge. So if you have any suggestions on which emojis to use, go ahead and let me know, because that would be very helpful, since it's not a thing that I can do. But for example, I already know this is much nicer on Mac, by the way. But here I can see why is this not working? But I think I can just put a block here. There we go. Now is the question, did I have one emoji here always? Looks like I had a space there, yeah. Okay, so taxes, I guess we can look for bill. Is it money flying away? Yeah, I guess we can do that. And then investing. Can we find stocks? No, not stocks. Stocks. Stonks. Money. I guess we'll use that as investing. Okay, so what I'm also doing here, as you see, is I'm putting these things in columns. And at the moment, these may be a little bit small to read, but that's not really the point as of now. I'll be zooming in later once I have this organized. But since I have a larger screen, this is kind of how I like to see things. And I have a very nice overview of all these sub areas and all the categories in that way. So now, what can we do for project? Let's go with construction. What's that? Is it a train? No. Lift? No. See, it's like very difficult to come up with these emojis. And especially since this isn't as well done. I'm kind of looking for this construction crane. Crane? Yes, there we go. So this would be project. Then we can use, let's do a hammer for tools. Because if you only have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. And then we can do automation. So I have to be careful that automation and habit is not the same, because I think for habit I already have this curly thing. So let's go for repeat. I guess we can do this one-off repeat, because you have to do all the... I'm not happy with that, but we already have this here. What do I put as management now? Maybe company? What do we have here? These must be so tiny for you to see. Actually, let me try. Oh, this still works. Clamp, no. Should I just put a desktop computer? Or do I have this for technology? That's the thing, I also don't want them to kind of repeat one another. Maybe business? What's that? Is that a man in a suit? Yeah, I guess that's fine. Sorry ladies, but there wasn't a gender neutral version for that one. I guess businessman is too deep ingrained in society as of now. Finance is okay, organization is okay, structure, culture, HR. How am I supposed to find something for these? Okay, so let's think. What can we do for HR? People? No. This is difficult though. How about that? Performing arts? Is that HR? Can we go something like recruiting? This kind of looks like a contract. No, this is a receipt. This is what I wanted for taxes, kind of. But I like this now, because the money is flying away. I like that. Recycling. No. What do I do for HR? I don't know. Well, like, also culture. How do you get a culture emoji? Like, it's... Or maybe... globe? Is there like a flag that represents... But this is also kind of similar to... How about... Let me go through these. with anything. No, let's not go in religion. Bridge at night, State of Liberty, crossed flags, but these just look Japanese. Heat, hot springs. What is a good emoji for culture? Yeah, seasons is not in. I feel like on Mac I have more options, but still, let's just skip this for now because this is kind of silly and I can always add them later. So what I'm doing now is I'm gonna turn. First of all, I'm gonna copy this and paste this always in here, and this will be important for later, because as of now it doesn't, like, I click on it and like I'm still here. Yeah, I don't know why it reloaded the page. That's kind of weird. No, come on. Strange. Yeah, I gotta say, like, I prefer working on Mac for sure. Like, they're just things that are just a little bit easier. If it's just one more, like, here I just have to do one more click or one more drag, and even though this isn't a big deal, it adds up. And it, like, when you're annoyed always just a tiny bit, it adds up. And we're not gonna do this for these, but now we're gonna turn them into sync blocks. So this is a sync block, this is a sync block, this is a sync block, this is a sync block. Yeah, so I'm basically turning them all in sync blocks so I can paste them somewhere else. And I have to, usually you don't have to do it like that, you can just paste it somewhere else, but since I want to paste them on the same page, I need to kind of do it manually. But this will be very worth it because we're not there yet. So first we need to copy these and paste them here in, wait, that's actually, oh, that's too much though. I am already out of my routine because these things we don't want to have here, at least not for now. So we have to get rid of these. Move that in here. And we also get rid of this and this, because I have a new way on doing these things now. So what I'm doing instead is I copy this here. Oh no, we need, oh no, I think that's how I want it though. Paste and sync. See, so this is kind of very intricate to do because here we need again 3. So this took me a while to figure it out, but now what happened here? Are you still synced somewhere? No. Okay, so I can just delete it. Oh yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you, unfortunately, you have to do all of these manually. But since I'm doing that, you don't have to do that, which is kind of cool if you think about it. So this is why I love IT or Notion in general, because you just need one person to do it. And I've been also helped by so many other people. So many of the things that I'm using in Notion, I didn't do myself. I had someone else kind of like kind of just checked out how they did it, and then I copied it. So now we can paste the sync block in a sync block. And what that does is, in a way, this is permanent now, because I cannot move things in there anymore, because otherwise it breaks. But the cool thing is, when I, for example, when I want to say, I kind of want something else, I can write in here. And I can also write in here. And as you see, this is copied everywhere. And since I tend to update my categories and sub errors rather often, I only have to change it anywhere, and it changes everywhere. This was very important for me that this works. I've tried many different other things, but none of them, well, obviously, none of them have worked as well as this does. So I'm quite happy with this. We have somewhere fourth. Yes. Okay. So this done, we can look at career, and it kind of looks like this. And I'm not gonna finish the layout for the area, because this is not what this stream is about, because it's more about career. And I want to go over the content here and actually maybe fill out this. Can we fill out these? Let's get some help from AI again and turn down the music. So we need to log in. There we go. It's also so convenient to just like do things with Google. Anyways, so organization is legal structure that allows, but I want to do this more general. Organization is a company that acts as a legal entity to hire. I don't want to write employ employees. That sounds dumb. An organization is a company that acts as a legal entity which can hire people. I want to do this. It's a company that it's a legal entity and creates value for its customers. I'm not sure if this is the definition, but I'm just gonna go with this. Finance is the management of I have no idea if this is the actual definition. I'm just kind of defining that here for myself, and then over time I'm iterating on that, and if anyone gives me some feedback, I'll probably change that, because the thing about me is actually let's get a full view in here. The thing about me is if you really dedicate yourself in like one thing, you'll probably catch up to me rather quickly. But my value isn't in like doing one thing very well. It's doing many things well and improving each of these over time. And this is kind of what I'm constantly doing. And I'm only doing this for 3 years. But like, just imagine what happens if I do this for 30 years. constantly innovating, constantly iterating, constantly improving. And yeah, I guess that's to your benefit, because I'm trying to really break things down and give you as many stepping stones so you can reach what I reached much faster. So in a way, I'm laying the foundation or the fast track for you. And that's kind of what education is. Education is someone doing the work so someone else doesn't have to do it. So because one person understands this concept very well, he can explain it to others. And that's what I'm trying. I'm kind of the middleman who goes, or is who's kind of thinking about almost all areas, or thinking about all areas. But with me, you can only go so far. After some point, you'll probably want to go even deeper. But for that, I have my holistic guides that I can refer to, which are, oh, this would be cool now. It's not right here, but we can personalize this and select this. There we go. So these are, I need to go back, I forgot that. So going to the guides, we can kind of go about that. So through this, you are able to kind of go deeper if you want to in each of these areas. But yeah, that's kind of its own thing. So let's get back on topic. There we go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay up here. Yeah. All right. So, what we're gonna do now is finance is the management of financial resources. Finance is the management and securement? No. I don't want to I'd prefer not to use management. Finance is, so this is kind of this nitty gritty, but I think kind of putting some time into writing some good copy really makes a big difference, because language is can be very precise, and if you are precise with your language, people tend to understand you better. So in order to avoid confusion, I'm really trying to be as clear as possible with my wording. So how would I say this? Finance is the accumulation Let's get. No, I kind of want to go deeper there. Finance. I at least want to do these three. I'm not sure if I'm going to do all of the categories, but at least I want to do these three. So let's do these three properly. Finance is everything that is connected to money, how to use and secure it. It's connected to money and how money is being used or secured. I want to used, spent, and secured. I don't want to have spent in there. I want to kind of refer to taxes a little bit there. So spend is the wrong word. How money is being used and secured. Yeah, fair. How money is used and secured. Connect to money, how it is. It can be used. used and secured. Okay. Management. Something that I really don't like is when a word is explained with the word. So management is the management of tools. It's like, yeah, but that doesn't explain what management is. So management. But now I could explain management with organization, but I don't want that because organization is here. Do I use check that? I don't know. How's your music, by the way? Let me give you a quick listen. Oh, I could explain management with organization, but I don't want that because organization is here. Do I use check that? I don't know. Yeah, looks good. So, management is the thing is, it also takes some time to get in to this flow, and after some time it just works, but especially these kind of things take a lot of time. So how about we go into these, because I at least want to go over them, and we only have 1 hour, or at least half an hour now. So I'm gonna skip these for now. So we have the entrepreneurial mindset. Here you also see kind of an old way of organizing them. So here I still have like a heading 2 in here and no background. So usually these would all, because these are also sync blocks again. So as you see, I'm working a lot with sync blocks. But this is how it's supposed to look like. So we have the entrepreneurial mindset, which is from Moonshots. I think I can just yeah. So this is the mindset of kind of running an organization. That makes sense. Yeah, achievement, perception is reality. Here's the specific moonshot entrepreneur. Okay. Here we kind of go into habits. Usually I would try to eliminate that a little bit, but I'm kind of trying to speed through this a little bit more, especially since I noticed that I'm not as logical later during the day. So at the moment I'm looking more for the overall structure, and this is also much faster. And then I'll probably go over this in more detail later on, and kind of rework these things, because career is really one of the things that I'd like to rework a lot. So for example here, I choose a better, here I'm actually not agreeing with what the author is saying from Moonshots, Nabil Jain. Or here I'm saying, okay, this process needs to be structured better. But for now, can I zoom in even further on this? There's too much. Yeah. So, okay, what if, yeah, that's the mentality. Imagine this. I quite like this, to kind of figure out what idea you would want to have later on. Then we have intellectual curiosity. Yeah, at some point your curiosity just flattens, because you're like, oh, I kind of know most of these things already. So I'm usually dropping off here with most knowledge. That's why a lot of people, actually, can we get this bigger? Sweet, look at that. Okay, so, this is perfect. So as I was saying before, I don't go as deep. So I have very few topics where I'm down here. Maybe Notion is one of them. Airtable is one of them. No, I actually don't know that much about psychoactives. But very few things where I'm here on the long end. Most topics I'm kind of here, like the brain, for example, compared to like, yes, you can say there's many things like no one knows about the brain, but compared to the experts, I would say I know more than the average person about the brain. Let's say like that. So I kind of like get interested in, it's like, oh, that's fascinating. I think I'm still very fascinated about the brain, so I'm probably here. And I really like to go deeper than that. But usually I kind of drop off here. So for example, with physical exercise, I know a lot about that and how to train and how to eat healthy and all these things. But after sometimes, like, I could go much deeper. So for example, my sister is like health and nutrition kind of here. So, but for me, it's just not that interesting. For me, it's like Notion. I like to be here on Notion. I like to know always what's going on and stuff like that. So I quite like this. Okay, so a life without trade-offs. He kind of goes into the companies that he's working, that disruptions are important. Okay. And then we have the 4-hour work week. So D for definition. So first you need to define what you need, and kind of go into the habits, kind of be really clear what you don't want. Then we have E for elimination. So as you see, this is something that I've worked on a lot more. So it's a lot more precise. So forget time management, learn to ignore the unimportant, have low information diet. A is for automation, only outsource what you can't eliminate and define the task well. And then L is for liberation, increase investments, prove increased output, prepare the quantifiable business benefit. So essentially, these are exit strategies, and like, okay, the goal is quitting your job in the end. So all of these lead to here, and then you can enjoy all these mini retirements. Even though Tim Ferriss is still very much working, so I don't think he has like a 4-hour work week, but like, I wouldn't want to have a 4-hour work week, because when you work on something that you enjoy, why would you only do that 4 hours every week? And then here are some mistakes. Working where you live, sleep, and I had this big time. That's kind of why I built this here, by the way. Chasing customers, blowing miniature and small problems out of proportion. So many people don't have enough big problems. And then they just look for small problems that they can obsess about. Ignoring the social rewards of life. All very, very true. Very good book. Highly recommend. What did I rate this? I feel like I rated it only a B. No, A. Yeah. A is good. I was afraid that I only had it as B. So I'm okay with A. It wasn't an S ranking though for me. So here we have entrepreneurial advice. This is from a podcast. OPR, other people's rules. This is kind of more of a assumption. So let's not go into all of these, because otherwise we're not going to make it, because we're still on the first one. So let's just look at, so we have success stories. These all go in the structure. So it's like, okay, how do you structure your company? Structure is how the company is built. Do I write built with T here? Yeah. So then we have principles to get the culture right, meritocracy. This is from Google and principles. Then here we have more Google. The smart creative kind of culture is the vibe of the people working for the company. Just very roughly. Then we have some Mindvalley examples. Then we have a process, more about the principles, how personal growth can transform your company, and all of these things that can be implemented to improve your culture, essentially. Then here we have employees and teams, more focused on HR is the management of people. I didn't want to write human resources here, but I could have, I guess. Human resources. Let's literally called HR. I'm not sure if I actually, is it still HR here? Yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure. I felt like I may have changed that over time. Then how to recruit, Google, the smart creative, and then again principles on how to get the people right. Yes, this all fits into HR. So I definitely have to go over these areas again. I've been putting this off for way too long, actually. But I guess that's what happens when life gets busy and you're actually trying to focus on like working something, and somehow these summarization and restructuring of your content, I guess, and like all your knowledge takes a backseat over more pressing matters. But hopefully with more time now, since my bachelor is done, I will be able to go over this and rework it a little bit more. So here we have money, foundational elements, control, awaken the giant within, abundance, money, EQ, stocks, alternatives, crypto, giving back. Yeah, I like this concept of paying forward, actually. That you're not really able to pay back the people. So for example, you never will be able to pay back your parents or your teachers, not directly at least. But what you can do is help future people with that. So, yeah. Okay. So I don't really have anything about taxes, but I still find it's a very important thing about finance. So that's kind of why I mean, like my career area is kind of weak because I don't really like to. I'm not a finance guy. Let's put it like that. I kind of like HR and hiring people because it's connected to psychology, same with culture and structure. This I can vibe with. Here I have some troubles with. Here also privacy. Maybe because I don't value privacy myself and I'm willing to put myself out there. But yeah, I don't have a lot here, so there are definitely some gaps. And when we go back to, is it success stories? No. Where did we have this? I feel like it was here on the left side somewhere. Is it here? Life for traders. No. Okay, I'm not gonna find it. I could look for it if I remember what it was called. Now I want to find it. There. So I'm kind of here on finance. Yeah. What's it called? Self-perceived knowledge. Yeah, I wouldn't have. I don't think it recognizes that. Self-perceived knowledge. So if I were to say in page, yeah, it doesn't find that. But I would find inverted U, right? Oh, really? I feel like that should be possible. Here. I find it in moonshots, but not in here. That's unfortunate. Maybe it only gives me the original content of that. That would make a lot of sense, actually. Because when I click on that, we still have this here. So I'd still find it, but not necessarily where I think it was. So let's go back to Korea. And yeah, so that's why I don't really have a lot in this finance. So I do have a few things on how to invest, and I guess I know more about that. But yeah, taxes and security, man, these are, I know these are important. It doesn't interest me. But it's okay, right? Because sometimes you just need other people to help you out with that. And maybe because my mom is very focused on taxes, and she is kind of working in the financial or partly financial aspect on her the company that she's working for. My dad is very, I wouldn't say obnoxious, but he takes care of security. So maybe I never felt like I had to do that because I had like people so close to me taking care of that. So that's why I was never really worried about these things. But now let's move on to management, which is one of my, I quite enjoy that. I think at some point you can waste a lot of time just learning about it without actually applying it. But let's go step by step. I think investing is I think we will be able to find a thing for each of these categories after all. We don't have one for management though. Investing is leveraging your money assets into more profitable endeavors. Is that how you write endeavors? Oh, almost. Taxes are... How do I describe taxes? Taxes are a way for the government to maintain society by collecting money. Yeah. I kind of would like to write equally, but that's not really the case. Especially since mostly rich people are the ones paying the least amount of money, which is, or like the least amount of taxes, because there's so many ways that you can avoid paying taxes. It's kind of crazy. Security is the insurance that your assets are safe. Okay. So we have resistance. Why is resistance in projects? I feel like this should be more in creativity. Yeah, that's definitely not here. Let's put this in soul. Because it's like deeply connected to creativity. I'm only finding the soul. Pyramid? This movie! Why can't I not move it there? Soul area. Huh. This is unfortunate. I never have encountered this before, to be honest. But this works, right? Oh, wait. Am I writing soul correctly? Am I... No. Why? Why did I just question that? But that seemed more logical because never has that happened to me. So self. Okay, they changed something in the algorithm. But when I search for soul here, this pops up immediately. Why doesn't it pop up here? But here. Okay, Notion, what the hell? How do I do this now? This is tricky now. How do I move this in its correct thing? I can move it into pyramid. Yeah. So now should be down here. Resistance. And does that work now? No. Okay. This is so strange. Okay. Pyramid. Let's go one level above then. Because now it's down here. And now I can move this in here. And now I move this here under creativity. And there we go. Resistance. Turn into toggle. Woo! There we go. Yeah, that took some time. Okay, let's go back to career. Oh, I actually didn't have to open that. Okay. So, persistence, sustained effort. The sustained effort is to induce faith. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is actually here. I need to rework a bunch of things here, actually. Okay, but these things fit. These things fit. This fits. This doesn't as much. This fits, but it needs to be summarized further. Here we have the progress loop. Why is this automation though? Oh yeah, because it's SOP. But then this would be more the culture and the structure. No, I can see. Yeah, it does fit in here. Okay. And then we have synthesize and shaping. These should be under, because here we have 5. How is synthesize different? I think this used to be productivity. Then it makes more sense. Do I want to have this under productivity? Productivity is so vague. Because then, if it's productivity, it would also make sense why resistance is there. Okay. tricky. And here we have, yeah, see, this is just like way too much information. Like this needs to be broken down a lot more. It's like way too much actually. Same with this here. This is like, oh, this is kind of okay, because it's very broken down, like in a list format already. So I like this. I'm gonna maintain this. But is this the right fit here? Yes. I feel like automation is kind of this productivity now. Should I move resistance back here under management? You manage your productivity. We went through the whole effort on going through that, but I think we're gonna we can see whether this works with Korea now. Okay. So didn't I turn this into a toggle? Toggle list. Oh, it was that though. Okay. Let's move you to Korea. Let's see the things on top there. Oh, because it's maybe too zoomed in. Move to Korea. No. Why doesn't that do that anymore? This needs to be fixed. I think this is kind of buggy. Can I move this out here? No. I have to move it because this is really annoying when I have to move it to the holistic pyramid. And then from here to Korea again. Why is purpose not the bottom, by the way? Oh, I need to load more. There it is. But then everything would be under automation. I guess not persistence. Automation is ensuring that jobs are not repeated unnecessarily. Tools are a way to tools make work easier. Project is, I feel like I may turn this into productivity, so I'm going to leave this here. So that was the education stream. I do hope that you learned something from that. Maybe even that you in general found something useful here. Again, I'm always working on these things further to, well, bring them to the next level. Korea is now one of my areas that is the least managed, so I did want to show that and not hide it. You can also see it is a work in progress. And yeah, I'm always excited to continue working on these things. So this is pretty cool. And yeah, I think next time I may even introduce some of the dashboard for the areas specifically. I think this would be cool to kind of go in deeper. And otherwise, once we've kind of gone through this whole cleanup, then we'll be able to focus a little bit more on like going deep into the topics. But the thing is, there's so many things, and we would almost like I could dedicate like 1 hour just for like a sub error, and for some sub errors even like 1 hour wouldn't be enough. So I still have to find like the frequency on how I want to do things. But yeah, that's the cool thing, that there are still uncertain things. And well, if you knew what like happens tomorrow, what would be the point of seeing tomorrow? So I think some form of mystery is always required. So I hope you found this entertaining and educational. Do let me know. And yeah, I'll see you at the next level. Till then, bye bye.